I had another startup company, and I sold it to Lucent, and it was in a totally different technology space. One of the rules was I had to do something totally different than my other company, which is called Springtide Networks. Like Paul Simon, the singer-songwriter, he said, never repeat yourself musically. I didn't want to repeat myself technologically or in a market space. So I started talking to different people, and the way I go about these things, I just like to listen to people and hear what problems they have or things they want to accomplish and see if technology can be applied somehow toward it. And I kept hearing this, geez, I've got a lot of documents and they're stored all over the place and I don't understand them and I know I should. And at the time, there were all these regulations coming at people, between 2003 and the present time. Sarbanes-Oxley and all these regulations about how to respond to legal requests and things like that. So I decided that solving this large document discovery problem would be a worthwhile use of my time. And I kept hearing people say over and over again that they're having eDiscovery problems and there are all these regulations they had to comply with, and it all revolved around what they had in their data and them understanding it and them not having adequate tools to do that. And Google had a very successful IPO at the time, and their big mantra was, hey, I've got all these cheap servers cooperating together to solve this problem of showing you everything that's available to man. So I figured, hey, a similar approach, using lots of cheap computers working together over a network, which was my kind of specialty, would be an interesting way to spend my time and solve this eDiscovery problem. eDiscovery was also a big market, still is. People kept saying over and over, again, back to talking to people, gee, these tools seem to have been built in the 80s for solving a 1980s kind of problem. And I really need something that's bigger, that's faster, more scalable. And I kept hearing people say, when I have to do an eDiscovery and I bundle up all this data, and a month later I know how big the problem was. I can't estimate costs. I can't figure out, what the problem really is. And as a technologist, that just made no sense to me, whatever. So, we built something that uses a lot of, cheap hardware to get you answers in hours, minutes in some cases, and handle this big data problem. So I'm not repeating myself technologically, and it's solving a real world need. So that was those were the two criteria I wanted to satisfy.